Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. I've called this video When Diamond Painting Goes Bad. I probably should have called it When You Screw Up, because that's exactly what I've done. So I want to talk about it, what I did wrong, how I did it wrong, and how you can fix it. So what I've done here is, if you see these light coloured drills, quite a few of them, these are actually wrong. And the reason that happened, or the way it happened, is because the system that I use when I get the key, which is the colours and the numbers, you get them on a sheet, and the way that I work it is I number them 1 to whatever it is. This one happens to be 28, so I number each one in order, and I have what they call tic-tac boxes. So I have a box of these already labelled, and this goes from 1 to 64. There's 64 boxes in this. So what happens is, every time I get a new painting, I number the key 1 to whatever it is, and then I put the drills in the relevant box. So this is the DMC number, which is a standard number for that colour. So number 1 is 150. The bags that you get the drills in are numbered with these numbers, just to make it more confusing. So what I do is I look for all the 150s, and then I put them into box number 1. So I'll just show you. This is box number 1, and this DMC colour is 150. So then I go through them all, and I go through all the bags, look for the different numbers and put them in the relevant box, and then all I need to look at is this number. So what I do, for example, the 9 that you can see, 9's here. What I do is I look for, the other thing that I have to mention is I don't normally write the symbol here. It's just because the print, you can see the print is so bad, it's very hard to read. So what I did was I just wrote it next to it, so it makes it easier. So normally I don't write anything in this box, I don't have to, but because this key was so bad, I had to write them in. So say I'm going to do number 9. What I do is I look down the symbols until I find the symbol number 9. And then it's there. So there's number 9. So that is box 20. So box 20 is this colour. Now all these light coloured ones are actually on number 9, so they should be this colour, like I said, number 20. They should be this colour, but they're actually this colour. And the reason that happened is because I picked up box number 9. So instead of looking at the key and looking for number 9 here, which is 20, I just picked up number 9, which is actually the symbol Y. So these are all wrong. Now there's 2 reasons why I made that mistake. It's the first time I've done this. One is simply because I wasn't concentrating on what I was doing. I was talking to my wife while I was changing the colour, and just 9, 9, yep, and started it. But I think the reason that I did it, or the reason that made me do it more likely, is the fact that I've written in these things, these symbols. So I've written number 9 here. Normally that wouldn't be there. So I've just looked at that and saw 9, and then I've picked up the wrong one. So I just saw 9, and it should be Y. So it's just to let people see what can happen. But the thing is, it isn't a big deal really. It's just you waste some time, but it's not something that you can't fix, because the glue isn't like super glue or anything like that once you stick it on you can't get it back off. So what I have to do now is pick off all of these light coloured ones. Now I was lucky because it's a very obvious colour, it's really easy to see them. In this area here, there are 3 different colours in here. So there's a very dark blue, there's a green, in fact there's 4, there's a green, there's a grey. So, well, a dark grey and a light grey, but in this area, if I had mixed that up and say I had put in this colour, which is a green, instead of this colour, which is a blue, it's hard to see them. So I was lucky that I got it wrong on this, because it's a really obvious one. So what I have to do now is pick off all of these. So all you do is get your tweezers. Yeah, it's going to be hard to see where the camera is, but if I get the tweezers and just gently lift it up, it comes off the glue. Just pick it up and then drop it in my tray. You'll find they're a bit sticky, there's a little bit of glue on them, but they come off easy. You just take your time, and it's a lesson learned. So this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to pick all of these off, and then when I do number 9 again, make sure that I look at the right box on the key. So I'm looking for the symbol number 9, which is number 20. So all of these 9s will then be number 20, which is this colour. So they weren't even close. It would be really obvious that something was wrong. Plus, it means that I would have used these for these dots, and I would probably run out of them for the actual places they're meant to be. So it's important that you use the right colours, because they give you slightly more than you need for each colour. So you get different amounts depending on the picture. So I mean, this is all in Chinese, that's why I wrote DMC, so I didn't get mixed up myself. So this is the DMC number, and this is how many drills or gems or dots or diamonds, whatever you want to call them, this is how many you have in total. So they've calculated how many you need, and they've added some on top. They should have added some on top. It doesn't always happen, sometimes people run out, so then you have to order some DMCs. Well, what you should actually do is contact the company and tell them that you're short, and they should send them. But the way things are with postage and stuff just now, you could wait for 6 weeks plus just to get the few drills that you need, which is irritating. So that's why you don't want to just patch up with other ones, because you might find out that you end up short. But what you could do is finish the painting, and if you have run out of a colour, see if you've got anything left that's close to it and just use them. Realistically, especially in the larger paintings, if the colour is pretty close, people won't notice the difference, because once you stand back, you can't. I mean, even here, like this colour here, that looks black. That isn't black. It's a very dark blue. So some colours are so subtly different that you could actually get away with using something else. So what you could do is, if you find that you've run out, or you're running out of a colour, finish the painting, have a look to see what you've got left, and if you find one that's close, it'll be fine. The other thing to do is, when you finish the diamond paintings, keep the drills that you've got left and mark them up, and then you've got spares of colours, and obviously the more you do, the more spares you've got, the more different colours you've got. So a lot of people do that. So that was it really. It was just to show how things can go wrong, and it isn't a major disaster if you do it wrong. The only thing is, it's irritating. This is the first time I've done it, and I think it was because I have written the codes beside, because I'm usually, all I'm looking at is a symbol, and the only written thing that I see is down here. But because I had written the number, it just threw me. Plus the fact that I was talking to my wife at the time, so I wasn't fully concentrating on what I was doing. So that would probably be the number one tip. When you're changing colours, just focus on that, and don't be talking to other people or watching TV and not really paying attention to what you're doing. Because I could have kept going with this and then found out, I mean, you can see there's quite a lot of 9s here, all in here as well, up here. If I went on to a new section and just continued, all of this, eventually I would have noticed it, and all of this would have had to have come back off again, which would take a long time. So it's just in your own interests to pay attention, and that's probably the only time you really have to concentrate on what you're doing. So I thought I would record this just to let people see what can go wrong, and it is an easy fix. But the main thing is concentrate when you're changing colours. So that's it for this one. I'm sure I'm going to come up with some other stuff while I work on this one. This is the Wish diamond painting that I've already done some videos of the unboxing and setting it up and starting it. And I go through the whole tic-tac box thing, all of that stuff. So if you're totally new, it might be worth going back and having a look at some of the other videos. Hopefully you find some things that are of use to you. So have a good day, take care, and wash your hands.